Hello everyone! Nice to see you guys again. This is Belle from the Academy team. As you may know, our latest POS version 2.58 has been recently released, and hence, I'm here to guide you through the updates we had included in this release. So, these are the topics that we'll be discussing for today. We have the new feature to set up all-you-can-eat menu tier and a new role permission on changing the menu tier. While for enhancement, we have added in the party size input format, which allows you to input by each group and a new rule for ordering quantity limit. And now, without further delay, let's explore the new feature, which is also the spotlight in our 2.58 update, setting up the all-you-can-eat menu tier for all-you-can-eat restaurant. So, what's the feature about? Just imagine if I have 3 different levels of pricing in my all-you-can-eat restaurant, and each level offers a different type of menu. And I would like to limit all my customers sitting at the same table to only order from the same level of menu. And if that's the case, then this is the feature I'll be looking for. And why do I say so? This is because before this version update, our POS do not have a prompt or limitation to disallow you from choosing a different level of menu at the same table. Having said that, there is a possibility that a group of 3 customers would like to opt for Tier 3 for their dinner, but I might accidentally punch in the price for 2 Tier 3 and 1 Tier 2 in my POS, since it wouldn't remind me or stop me from selecting different levels at the same table. And as a result, my restaurant has to bear the loss since the Tier 2 pricing is cheaper than the Tier 3. And hence, we introduced this setting up menu tier function so that it will ensure all customers of the same table order the same level of all-you-can-eat menu sets. And to set this up, we are required to use the Merchant Portal 2.0. First, ensure that your all-you-can-eat menu, including the menu enabling and also the included categories and items, has been set up completely. Then, you can go to the menu tier under all-you-can-eat menu to add a new menu tier. Complete the necessary information, such as turning on the menu tier status and fill in the menu tier name. Then, select the all-you-can-eat menu that you have set up earlier that belongs to this tier and click on Save at the top right. And depending on how many different tiers or levels of menu you are offering, you can click on Add Menu Tier to include more. And once you have done adding them, you can now enable the menu tier under Restaurant Setting, Dine-In, Workflow. Scroll to the bottom until you see the All-You-Can-Eat menu section and turn on the Enforce Same All-You-Can-Eat menu tier in Same Order setting. Don't forget to turn on the prompt to select menu tier setting as well, so that the POS will prompt you to select a tier when same menu tier is enabled on the ordering screen. Then, click on Save at the top right, and you are good to go. And now, whenever we are on the ordering screen, you will be able to see this same menu tier button since we have turned on the Enforce Same All-You-Can-Eat menu tier in the same order setting earlier. So, turn it on, and remember, just now I did reminded you to turn on the prompt to select menu tier setting. So why do I emphasize on this is because if the setting is off, you will have to manually click on the edit button to select the menu tier every time. Therefore, to avoid forgetfulness, it's the best to turn on the prompt to select menu tier setting in the Merchant Portal 2.0 so that the POS will automatically prompt you this whenever you enable same menu tier. And now, select the tier that your customer opt for, say Tier 3, and you will see that our POS will automatically disable those pricing that is not under Tier 3. And you can only choose the pricing items that belong to Tier 3. And thus, your staff will no longer incorrectly punch in the price anymore, since POS will ensure that all entered prices belongs to the same tier. Next, let's look into the new role permission that we have added for the menu tier feature, which is the permission to change the menu tier. So, by default, the system doesn't allow you to change the menu tier after order is confirmed. However, if there is circumstance where you want to allow some of your staff to be able to change the menu tier, such as upgrading the tier or downgrading the tier due to customer change of mind or your staff wrongly selected the tier, you can turn on the role permission for that. And to turn this on, you can use the POS or the merchant portal. And in this example here, I will show you by using my POS. First of all, click on the setting icon at the top left, then go to User and Permission and select Role Permission. Select the relevant role that you allow them to change the menu tier and scroll to the bottom until you see Other Operation Permission. You will find this new setting permission here called Change All You Can Eat Menu Tier. Turn this on and click on Update. And now, you will notice that whenever you click on the order, you are allowed to change the menu tier. So previously, my customers actually opt for Tier 2, but then I wrongly selected as Tier 3. And hence, I can now correct it to Tier 2, and then I can reselect the correct pricing once again. Alright, next, we'll look into one enhancement we have added for the party size input format, and for this enhancement, it is pretty straightforward. So, before this version, we only have the option to input the number of customers whenever we want to seat our customer in the POS. And now, you can choose if you want to input as by number of customer or by age group. To set this up, you will need the Merchant Portal 2.0. So, on your left panel, go to the Advanced Setting and click on System Preference. Then, select Operation Preference, and you will see the party size input setting. Next to the party size input format, select by age group, and you can use the default age group that our system had preset for you, or you can also add your custom age group accordingly. And in this example, I will use the default one, which I will use the adult, kids, and elderly. Then, click on Save at the top right. And now, whenever you want to place your customer on the table, you will notice that it will require you to add the number of adult, kids, and elderly accordingly. The last update I have for you guys is regarding the ordering quantity limit. We have added in a new rule called restricted quantity per person this round. And for this rule, basically is to allow you to set a restriction like everyone in the table have to order at least one item A. It is also useful for all-you-can-eat restaurant as well if you want to make sure that your staff do punch in the correct number of price for the number of packs you have in the table. And now, let me show you how do we set this up in the Merchant Portal 2.0 and what's the result on my POS. So, on my Merchant Portal, I can go to Advanced Settings and click on System Preference. Select Ordering Quantity Limit and click on Add Ordering Quantity Limit. Then, fill in all the relevant information under the basic information. And then click on Limit Details to add the rule. So here, input the name of your rule that you would like it to appear on your POS, say 1 adult pricing per adult, and then select the type of limit as restricted quantity per person, which is the new rule that we have added in this version update. And then, determine the minimum and maximum quantity that you restricted your staff to punch on the POS. Say I only allow my staff to punch in 1 adult price when there is an adult at the table, so I will put the minimum and maximum as 1. Next, select the included category or items, and in my case here, I will select the included item as my Tier 1 adult, Tier 2 adult, and Tier 3 adult. You can even decide if you want to limit the quantity based on each group. And for this example here, I will skip to turn on first because I want to show you the difference when this is off and this is on. So now, I will proceed to save and continue to create more rules such as 1 elderly pricing per elderly and 1 kid pricing per kid. And now, on my POS, you can see that I have input 1 adult and 1 kid on this table, But since for the rule just now, I didn't turn on the based on age setting, and hence, even though I wrongly input the pricing as 2 adults, there is no any error shown as well, because the system is set to read this as one packs have to order at least one pricing without checking the age group, and hence, it will only prompt you error when you punch in 3 pricing when your table only have 2 packs. So now, if I go back to my merchant portal and turn on the based on age group setting for my rule here, then select the relevant age group, say adult, and do the same for the elderly and kids rule. After I click on save at the top right, you will notice that on my POS, although I still input as 1 adult and 1 kid on this table, but if I accidentally punch in 2 adult pricing, then the system will immediately prompt me an error to remind me on deleting 1 adult pricing since it already reached the limitation that I have just set up. Hence, I will need to remove it and then punch in the correct pricing, which is the kid pricing, to match back the number of adult and kid I have in this table. And I believe with this enhancement, it will definitely reduce human error on wrongly punching the price or item, since the POS will stop you from doing the mistake. Alright, so that will be all for the highlights we have in this POS version 2.58. And as a reminder, the update is now ready in your App Store. So remember to update it and try to explore the features that we have just discussed just now. And of course, if you encounter any question, feel free to reach out to us as we are more than happy to assist you. Okay, with that, I would say it's a wrap for today's session. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon in the next update. Goodbye, and have a great day ahead.